Simpson. And Japan have gone absent without leave. This is Whitmore. Hall and Gale both available. It's still Whitmore. It is the ReggaeBoyz who take the lead.
Ball chat.
Greetings, sports fans. Good evening. Welcome to BCN Sports Halftime Show. My name is Benton. Junior, it's like Christmas. This is the night before our World Cup qualifier. A big World Cup qualifier. How you doing, family?
Well, I'm good, and you know, while you were doing the intro, I'm sitting here thinking, I don't know if it's a weird feeling. I don't know if it's a good feeling. I don't know what it is, but it's a different feeling. It's the first time in, hell, damn near 30 years. When was the last time, as a Jamaican fan, going into the night before a World Cup qualification round where you actually feel like you're about to make it to the World Cup? It's been almost 30 years.
It's been a long time.
It's been almost 30. It's been 26
Some people grew
years.
up don't really recognize that feeling.
Yeah, exactly. Some people, actually, that's how old we are, number one.
Yes.
But number two, that is how long it's been. It's a weird event and it's a weird feeling. And yeah, night before.
Yeah, man.
And it's not even the night before, the week before, because tomorrow's game really is meaningless. Tuesday is the game, if we really want to be honest.
Well, you know, I understand that sentiment.
And that's another weird feeling too.
I understand that sentiment, but I think you always said to me, don't play a game twice.
Yes.
And,
yes,
you know, my concern is that if things go sideways for the ReggaeBoyz in Port of Spain tomorrow, a.k.a. they don't compete well, and they get butter bruised or get embarrassed by, which I doubt that will happen. But if somehow they get, like, beaten by 3-0 or something like that, that will affect the psyche of this team. And if Curacao wins in Bermuda, and Jamaica lose by, say, 3-0 to Soca Warriors, Trinidad and Tobago in Port of Spain, I think that affects the psyche of the ReggaeBoyz next Tuesday at the National Stadium. Because then Curacao will be headed into that game. Really, just need a point to take the automatic spot. And we have seen the Curacao team in Trinidad and Tobago doing ball possession when they need to just get a draw. They can manage and run ball and run clock. So I'm saying a lot, but I don't really want to go there. So
it's weird to hear you say that because I share the opposite opinion, but we'll talk about that.
All right. Big up. By the way, thank you to all the new subscribers. We have gotten quite a few new subscribers. Welcome to BCN Sports. BCN Sports. It's basically a channel, a sports channel where we discuss and update on sports. We're factual. We're about the community, and it's dedicated and run by fans. So welcome to those who recently subscribed. Big up to all the new subscribers. Thank you. And for the non-Jamaican audience, if you say big up, that means we say thank you. We're giving you thanks and salute. But on the Jamaican front, we cannot start football discussion or sports discussion without discussing what's going on the island. Hurricane Melissa, of course, ravaged parts of Jamaica. So we're going to, give an update on the way things stand and remind listeners and remind everyone who wants to support the requisite websites and etc. and kind of highlight some of the things that athletes and sports personalities are doing to aid the recovery. But before we do that, a quick overview of what's on the docket for tonight's show. We'll discuss an update on the supportjamaica.gov website and relief effort and sports and athletes supporting the relief effort. We'll have about 9 p.m., 10 minutes from now, we'll have Marcus Collins of Bright Idea Sports will join us. Marcus will do a quick overview of the week that was in the NFL. Yes, BCN Sports Channel, NFL, we cover that too. Marcus will be with us for about 15 or 20 minutes. And from there on out, after Marcus leaves, we'll discuss Trinidad versus Jamaica, ReggaeBoyz versus Soca Warriors, and Curacao versus Bermuda, along with other CONCACAF World Cup qualifier games all the way to 10 p.m. when we'll put a wrap on the show. Junior, so let's step right into the discussion for tonight's show and starting with the relief effort. Again, if you want to support the relief and recovery effort of the Jamaican people and the Jamaican government leading the charge with a lot of support from partners, you can go to supportjamaica.gov.jm, supportjamaica.gov.jm. It's on, the link is down there on the website. Speaking of football, Junior, and sports helping the recovery, JFF, Jamaica Football Federation, launched recovery assistance program called Helping Our People Operation, JFF Help, Operation Help. We have an image here of Damian Lowe and president of the Jamaica Football Federation, Mike Ricketts, out handing out things. Yo, I kind of read that, brother. I grata that, Junior.
I need a closer image before I can comment, sir.
So, Damian Lowe, a standard in this ReggaeBoyz group, and Mike Ricketts out and about handing out bags to citizens, Junior.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say positive. Yes, it's a great thing. Hope they maintain it. Good to see the photo up being taken, and just continue to work. And every little mickle make a muckle. That's for the non-Jamaican listeners. That's a phrase that we grew up hearing. So there's a lot of conversation going on around the relief effort, and some negative, some positive, depending on the space that you're in. Is more negative than positive. But at the end of the day, at least in this picture, we can say 3 individuals got help. And that's all we need people to continue doing. So if people out there, whichever avenue you choose to support Jamaica, go ahead and do it with a good heart. And let's not throw stones at each other or point fingers at each other. I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah, some of the major developments, again, I've been following the press conferences frequently at PBC Jamaica YouTube channel. So those are live pressers update. And we have family on the island. So we talk to people who are on the ground, who live in some of these severely affected communities. And so more and more relief efforts, more and more relief products are getting into heavily impacted areas. You have communities that are still affected, that are still marooned or cut off. So they're doing drops, aerial drops, according to the Admiral Alvin Gale, the leader of ADPEM, the emergency management organization on the island. And, Oblique Seville, talking about athletes and sports personality or sports figures doing their part. Oblique Seville, of course, world champion, World Athletics 100-meter winner, donated $500,000 to the United Way Rehabilitation Fund. And this fund is heavily focused on farming. Oblique Seville, from St. Thomas, grew up in a farming household. The parish of St. Elizabeth, heavily affected by Hurricane Melissa. It's the breadbasket, aka the farming community of Jamaica, Junior. Oblique doing some good things here.
Yeah, and like you said earlier, BCN we are a sports platform. So part of the angle we're doing, we're going to continue to highlight individuals in sport that are doing their philanthropical work. So big up Oblique and big up to all those who are around him that are doing things as well that is not being reported. We love it, and more blessings unto those people, because blessings will flow.
Yeah, man. And this is, and for new listeners, this is something that we do. I mean, the people in the foundation and the veterans of BCN Sports know that BCN Sports family do this. We have donated to, we have Atlanta Jamaican Association here in Atlanta. We have Consulate General in New York. We support, and so it's not just lip service. You know, we do donate and participate and volunteer.
You brought it up, and we have to say R.I.P. to the consulate in New York. The Jamaican consulate passed away last week, and a very close friend of mine works for that office, and she brought the news to us before it got out. So rest in I don't let me fill up her name, but yeah, you brought to the consulate office, so rest in peace to the I think it's the consulate general. I think that's the office, but rest in peace and love to the family.
Yeah, man.
You know what? F cancer. That's a popular statement. F cancer. Let me just say.
So, if you want to support the Jamaica recovery and relief effort, supportjamaica.gov.jm is a site, is a source, is a link that you can go and then donate. We have Marcus Collins joining us here in about 3 minutes or so. As we wait for Marcus Collins, I'm going to have to reshape some of these images and videos, so bear with me once he joins in. But Junior, a couple of things before we exit the relief effort. Things are improving. You know, people are getting food. The medical side of things is coming up and going. We saw in St. Elizabeth there were some reports of some clinics opening, and so little by little I want it to be faster. Sometimes I don't want Jamaicans tell me about have patience, because sometimes when Jamaicans tell me have patience, sometimes it kind of get carried away and extremely delay. But things are improving, you know. So you have to strike that delicate middle, you know.
And there's nothing wrong with wanting an overnight response. I mean, everybody is going to want it to be done faster. So there's no need to apologize for that, right? We all want it done faster. So and we want to hold them accountable. And if you're working in the relief effort, because I know some people that are actually working within the effort for real. And as I say to them off here, I'm going to say it publicly that, look, it's a thankless job. It's a job they're doing that nobody will be satisfied. Even if they were to clean up in one day, they're going to say you should have done it yesterday. So just keep doing the hard work. Without having any better way to say it, that's what you signed up for. So you work for that badge. Go out there and wear that badge proudly.
Yeah, man. SupportJamaica.com. SupportJamaica.com. I'm gonna say something else too, because for the new listeners, and especially the new Jamaican-based listeners, they might be, because there's a rhetoric going around, and I just want to identify the rhetoric that there's some lack of confidence in what is going on within the government, and they might say, why are we are not contracted by the government, we are not affiliated with the government, we choose within ourselves to use the government site for the funding effort. That doesn't mean that we ourselves are using that site. Yes,
but we are giving everybody one option, right? So, but no, I don't want to hear nobody go out there and say BCN is a Jamaican government tool, because we are furthest away from.
Yes, exactly.
If you knew what was really going on, you would know we are the furthest away from a Jamaican government tool. So do your own research, find your own.
Hey, by the way, I don't like that phrase, you know. You know, some people are just scamming and chat foolishness, them said, do your own research.
So what you want? You want me to do the research for you?
Because when you do research, research of bad information is still bad information. You have done research, but you take bad information.
So wait, so what's the phrase you prefer?
You
trust
know
your
what?
research.
We
I
are
trust
not
your gut.
aligned with the Jamaican government. You don't need to do no more research. Why else we do research?
No, no, I'm giving them their advice to pick whichever avenue they want to
Okay,
go
pitch
through.
pay. Okay.
As we wait for Marcus, because you see, it's a Bojo light a fire.
Yeah. So you know, and I mean, an idea. We just want improvement. I think the bottom line is that some things need to shape up and fix up in Jamaica. And we have lived there, we grew up there, we visit there, we have family there. And just like anywhere in the world, we want it better. And we don't wait for no patience and take time. We don't know that. Marcus, come on. We need to, yo, we'll give Marcus a few more minutes now because morning are coming up. Let's see if Marcus is going to join us, you know.
I mean, what has changed?
But as weird for Marcus, let's pivot to some other stories relating to sports in Jamaica, Junior. Schoolboy football first on the docket. Schoolboy football is contemplating a report, according to Ewan Scott, the competition officer for Intersecondary School Association. They're looking to resume schoolboy football latter part of the month, i.e. the month of November, that is. Any thoughts on that, Junior?
Context is needed, and one of the contexts is during the last 16.
And here's
Right?
Marcus.
I think that's a major context that is needed. As Marcus is on, so we talk about it.
Marcus. Yo, Marcus, how you doing, man?
Good. How y'all brothers doing, man? Sorry for
Good.
being a little late. Sorry about that.
Let's get this thing. This is Marcus Collins of Bright Idea Sports. Let me get this thing resized up here in a second. But it's good to see you, Marcus. Good to hear your voice. You've been away for a while, man. Last time you were here, the Falcons was winning football games.
Yeah, it was great when I was last year, but it's not so great now that I'm returning. Falcons gone on a somewhat of a losing streak, but that's just the way things go right now in the NFL for us. So,
before we get into the NFL discussion, I want to say I must say thank you. You're one of the first to reach out to me and other, you know, after the devastation of Hurricane Melissa in Jamaica. You were quick. You reached out to me and others. It was like, how can we help? So I want to say thank you for you know, starting that clock in terms of looking to help the people of Jamaica. So big up. I want to always give you a shout out on that front, you know?
as always, brother, always willing to help.
You know. All right, let's get to it. Is it the year that the Falcons coach go away, Junior? Marcus, talk to us. What to do with the Atlanta Falcons?
Well, I think the Falcons are in an interesting situation. I think a lot of things have been revealed to us so far. They're definitely a young team. Still got a long ways to go as far as maturity and growth, just on a talent level. But coaching wise, it's clear that there needs to be a new direction on the offense. And Zach Robinson, this should be his last year. But Raheem Morris, I think his job is going to be dependent on it. I think these guys can make some headway for the rest of the season, not make the playoffs, but at least show some promise, at least to give the fans a little bit of hope that next season may be a little bit better with better direction on offense.
Marcus Collins of Bright Idea Sports joining us here on NFL Quick Hits, BCN Sports NFL Quick Hits. Things that stood out to you this past weekend, Marcus?
This weekend, well, definitely starting with the Falcons. We waited for the Colts to bounce back. Jonathan Taylor put on the show 244 yards, 3 touchdowns. That was very impressive and kind of put them back into the talk of being one of the better teams. Surprising for me this week was Buffalo. I didn't think Buffalo was having this much problems, but they definitely have problems on offense. And their defense has problems stopping the run as well as stopping just anybody, basically. And I don't know how much they're going to make it as far as being in the playoffs this year. So we may see some new contenders, to be honest with you, in the playoffs from the AFC side of things. It seems like the NFC is shaping up to be what it's going to be. The Eagles are who they are. You see the Lions, you see the Seahawks. You're seeing the stronger teams rise to the top, and we're starting to get a clear picture of who actually is going to be the contender. I think this year we're going to have a new, fresh team, a new face in the playoffs that I think people can believe in. And, we'll still have some of the old guards, such as Patrick Mahomes or even a Lamar Jackson or Aaron Rodgers. But I do think it's going to be a change of the guard this year for sure.
Before Junior comes in here, do you stick a fork in the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Man, oh goodness, that's a very interesting team. They really play week to week. If they come out with the right kind of effort, they're a pretty good team. But if they don't, like they did last week, you can see that there's a lot of different problems. They're playing the Cincinnati Bengals this week, so they're probably like gangbusters this week and be right back in the talk as one of the better teams in the AFC. But in reality, I think that Aaron Rodgers, I think his age will catch up with him because these defenses are very athletic, and he shows that once he gets hit, he's not the same guy.
Junior, over to you. I know your Eagles. How did they do on Monday Night Football, Junior?
They won. So, I mean, that's cool. But I want to stick in that division, Marcus, because a couple weeks ago when Baltimore was sputtering, Lamar was on the shelf, and it looked like they were done. And if you remember, I joked up, said, I heard it on ESPN on the radio. I didn't want to steal that key nugget, which was last year the Ravens defense started the same way, and then they turned it on towards going in the middle of the season towards the end. And looking at that division now, and Pittsburgh had the upper hand. They with both Lamar and Burrow on the shelf, Pittsburgh had the opportunity to run away with the division. Looking at what's going on right now, is this Baltimore's division to win, or do you think with Joe Burrow trying to come back within the next couple of weeks, and the Bengals still there, is this going to be the best division to watch in terms of the playoff race this year?
That's a good question, Julian. I do think it's going to be interesting because I do think Joe Burrow will make it interesting in terms of coming back for the Bengals. But I do think it's the Ravens to lose. I think that with their schedule and with the offense and even with that defense that they have, I do think that they should win the majority of their games and they should win the division. So it is theirs to lose. Pittsburgh did have that lead, and they're really kind of interesting how they're kind of letting Baltimore walk them down. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can remain consistent and keep that lead. But I do see it being week to week, maybe being that I think Baltimore is going to go on a winning streak here. I really do. I just think Lamar Jackson is far superior than the competition he's going to see.
Right, they do play the Browns this week.
Right.
So, question: this week the Chiefs play the Broncos. I saw the Broncos live. I actually saw them in Philadelphia, and like I told you last time, I looked at my wife at halftime and said, "We're not winning this game. We be in Philadelphia." The coaching is great. That team knows who they are. If they beat the Chiefs this Sunday, which is a big game, because Chiefs are 5-4, they don't want to go to 500. This is a big game. If they beat the Chiefs, are they for real, or are they the Lions from 2 years ago? Was it 2 years ago or last year when had the great season and then just one and done? Are they? Yeah. Is Broncos like that, or should we be really take the Broncos serious?
The Broncos haven't been consistent. They've been winning, but they haven't been consistent. And I want to take them serious. I really do. I mean, they win these games, they make these comebacks. I mean, they have good coaching, but they have these lulls. And even being Kansas City, I still wouldn't give them the stamp of approval of being for real. Because the reason I say that is because I don't know how they would fare against a team with an actual good defense and offense, a complete team. I think a team that's complete could really dominate them because they have problems scoring sometimes and they have sometimes stopping people from scoring. I know we're living a little bit in the past that the Broncos defense is this legit defense, but if you look a little deeper, they're really not as good as they were last year. And that's due to injuries, that's due to a lot of different reasons. So I think they're a good team, but I don't know how far they'll go. And I do think it's because of Bo Nix. Bo Nix has some schizophrenic games, and I think it's going to cost them. So I'm interested to see what team is going to show up. If it's the good Broncos team, they should handle the Kansas City Chiefs. If it's the iffy team, they may get blown out Sunday.
And I don't know. I don't know if you believe in parallel universe and parallel dimensions, but we just talked about the AFC West, right?
Right.
The NFC West is Seattle, the Broncos of the NFC.
Sam Darnold. It's the same formula. Do I believe in Sam Darnold? Can he do what he's doing now in the playoffs? That was his problem last year. And I will say this, I think that this time the coaches understand that he's not the quarterback to really take them or be the one that's going to take them over the hump. He's just a vessel because they have so many other talents. So I think that the Seahawks are in a little bit better shape than the Vikings were last year. So I like the Seahawks a lot. I really do. I think they're young. I think they're energetic. I think they got good coaching. But Sam Darnold is the question mark for sure.
All right. My last question, because right around this time is when people start, and I'm gonna stretch your knowledge right now. Right now is when people start looking to the draft. Because after this week, probably we know teams that definitely are not going to be in the playoffs, and we start looking to the top 5 picks. Who is that one quarterback in college right now that you think teams in the NFL should be looking at, and which team you think will tank the season for that quarterback?
That's a great question. I personally don't see a quarterback in college that is really worthy of being a first round pick this year. And the reason I say that is because there really aren't that many proven guys out there who played 2 to 3 years. That's number one. Number two, I haven't seen the talent. If you watch college, you notice there's no runaway Heisman Trophy winner right now because nobody's really performing at a level where you're like, this guy's awesome. And they're really trying hard to promote someone to be that Heisman Trophy winner. So I think that this would be the year to trade back or to get some other star that you need in the first round, because I don't really see a quarterback being out there that's really going to make an impact, I'll say, as far as coming in and maybe starting next year and getting you on the right track.
Okay. And keep hope alive for the Falcons. I'm done. Keep hope alive for the Falcons.
Yeah, keep it moving. Keep it moving, Junior. NFC North. The NFC North. We got about 6 minutes to go, Marcus. It's like we're taking the pulse of this division week in and week out. I did question whether the Bears are for real. Are you sold on the Bears?
No. The Bears have a quarterback problem. Caleb Williams seems to have been somewhat of a facade. I think the guy has a lot of talent, but mentally, I think he doesn't process things as fast as he needs to in the NFL. It seems like the problem is that when he needs to throw the ball, he doesn't throw it, and it's frustrating by his teammates as well as his coach. And you can see it because he's scrambling around. He's not really moving the ball like he should as far as efficiently. The defense isn't that good right now. They still have a lot of holes. I just think that they have games where things come together and they look good and the opponent is right. But I don't think that they're a contender. I think they still need time. It's not that they're just a bad team. I just don't think that they're ready at the moment.
And before I ask you about, your outlook for games this weekend, playoff picture is starting to take shape in these respective divisions. Do you see 3 teams coming from the north or 3 teams coming from the west? I mean, where is those wild card teams coming from in the NFC?
It looks like the North. It looks like Green Bay, the Lions, and maybe Minnesota are the teams that really are trying to compete. I wanted to say that Frisco out there with the Rams and Seattle, but I don't know how long Frisco is going to be able to hold up with all those injuries, man. I mean, they really from week to week, it's just like their whole offense is on injured reserve, but they're starting to get healthy, so that could be a turn as well. I think those 2 divisions are going to be real interesting in the next few weeks because those teams have to play each other, and that's really going to separate folks from each other. I think the Seahawks play the Rams, I think, and I mean that's going to be a pretty good game.
And I've often, every time you're here, I ask you, is a team for real? Another team that we're looking at, New England Patriots. I mean, what the hell is going on, Marcus? I mean, just a change in coach? Just you hire Mike Vrabel, and all of a sudden the team is now what, 8-2? What?
Hey, some of it is coaching, but sometimes it's just the chips fall your way. Benton. I mean, I've watched several of the Colts games, and things have bounced their way in quite a few of those games where it could have gone the other way for them, man. And that's I don't know if it's the winning attitude of New England or the winning environment or culture that's opposite of what the
Are
Falcons
they using
have.
small footballs? Are
That's
they
a good
using
question.
Brady-sized balls down there, deflated balls?
Maybe they are. I have no idea.
But they're 8-2. I mean, could they top that division? Could they top the AFC?
I think they can top their division. Like I said, Buffalo's got some problems, and Miami and the Jets aren't any good. So I do think they can win that division, but I'm not quite sure they'll be able to compete for the AFC title, just because there are some more. I think they could. I shouldn't say they shouldn't be able to compete. I just think that I don't think they would win the title. I think there are other teams that would pretty much outperform them. Right now, if I had to pick a team to go against the Patriots in the AFC to beat them, I would pick Baltimore to play them tough. I would pick Kansas City to play them tough. I'll pick the Colts to play them tough. So I think they're in it, but I just think that I don't know how far they're going to be able to go. It's a Cinderella story.
Wrap it up with Marcus Collins of Bright Idea Sports. Marcus, things are you looking forward to this weekend?
Well, as I stated before, there's some games that we're looking at separation in terms of who's the contenders and who's the pretenders this week. I'm excited about that NFC West matchup this week with, I think I'm speaking that right, with the Seahawks and Rams. That's going to be a good game. I'm definitely looking forward to that. The Chiefs and Broncos, that's going to be interesting as well. The Eagles keep winning in several kind of ways. Their games, you never know what they're going to get, but they play the Lions next Sunday night, so that's going to be also something to keep an eye on. I just think that these teams, we're really just going to have to. We're going to see who's really going to be in it for the next few weeks. Because I think the Bills-Buccaneers game is a separating game, The Bills can't afford to lose anymore, and they're playing the Bucs, who need to win as well. So It's still just that, like I said, those teams trying to separate themselves, and it's just fun to watch because just looking at the lineup, I mean, these games can go any way. I mean, it's going to be fun.
Yep. Eagles versus the Lions on Sunday night. We know what Junior will be doing on Sunday night at 8:30 p.m.
Yep.
But that's it, Marcus. Big up yourself. Thanks for joining us. NFL Quick Hits with Marcus. Tell how people can reach your family.
Yo, check us out on Bright Idea Sports on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, X. It's good joining you guys. Thanks again for inviting me on. And yeah, I'll see y'all guys next time.
Yeah, we'll see you when the Falcons win 4 games in a row. How about that?
Well, I'm never
They will
coming
start
back
by this
then.
weekend.
Well, I'm never coming back.
Stay safe, family. Big up
All
yourself.
right, brother.
All right, brother.
All right, bless up.
Yeah, Marcus Collins of Bright Idea Sports. Junior, you think the Falcons can win 4 games in a row there?
Yeah, I think I remember I said it here. They're going to beat the Carolina this week. Remember, Carolina was a team that beat them like 30-0 in week 3. So this is a payback game. So real quick, look at their next 4 games. They play Carolina. That's a revenge game. You win that, you feel good. They go to New Orleans, which is a rivalry game, but they're better than New Orleans. They should win that. They go to New York Jets. They're better than the Jets. That's 3 games in a row. Then they host Seattle. That's going to be a tough game, but Seattle will be flying across country. And then they go to Tampa Bay. Tough game. But if they can win all the 3, and then Seattle flying cross country, playing 3 hours behind at 9 o'clock their time, remember I told you guys this. It's not over for the Falcons. Coaching will have to be good, but it's not over. Just remember I said it.
Yeah, we remember you said it, Junior. All right, let's get to, we have about, 38 minutes or so in the show.
Big up BM. BM, so this is something that BM said BM big up and said he's nervous about the game tomorrow. How are you guys feeling? We'll talk about that.
All right, big up. Let's get to it. ReggaeBoyz versus Trinidad and Tobago. World Cup qualifier game. Junior, this is it, man. This is it. This is why you pack you pack all the things, you get ready, and you line up ready for World Cup qualifier. This is it. The final 2 match days in the final round of CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers for FIFA World Cup 2026. Group B, we're going to focus heavily on Group B. Jamaica on 9 points, Curacao on 8 points, Trinidad on 5 points, Bermuda on none. All right, as for the game tomorrow, ReggaeBoyz will play Trinidad and Tobago at Hazley Crawford Stadium in Port of Spain. We'll do a watch along starting at 6:45 p.m. Junior, the interesting thing before we get into it, like both of these games are kicking off at the same time. The Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago game, Bermuda Curacao game, both kicking off at the same time.
Right.
Is CONCACAF onto something there, or you having it?
No, but that's how it should be. I mean, I think at first it was scheduled because I remember checking it, and Bermuda was supposed to play later. So they did change the times because the Bermuda game, the Curacao game was supposed to start a little bit after Jamaica game. I remember looking at that, I was thinking like how the point I was going to make was how the pressure would shift depending on who was scoreboard watching. Now, Trinidad don't care. Jamaica don't care.
About the
way how the group is set up, neither team really care. Curacao don't care either. Bermuda is the fly in the ointment. Bermuda is a team now that they will have to say, do we want to finish the group with 0 points, right? But apart from that, Jamaica only have to win Tuesday. Tomorrow doesn't count. It really doesn't. Jamaica just need to win Tuesday. Jamaica can win tomorrow and Curacao can drop the ball and Jamaica have a celebration Tuesday. That can happen. But if all things remaining equal, Jamaica is going to go into the game Tuesday needing a win or needing a positive result to make it to the World Cup. Trinidad need to win their next 2 games. Flat out. They need to win their next 2 games to have a chance to make it to the playoff. It's that simple. So it doesn't really matter what happens in the times. And tomorrow we'll be doing a watch along. I couldn't care any less about the Curacao game unless Bermuda scored. If Bermuda score, then I might have to be like, Pennywise in it, and have him cockeye them. I just have one eye and look over here for the Bermuda game, and I watch the Jamaica game. I might have to do that, but other than that, it don't matter.
All right. So to get into some of the details, regarding this game, first from the ReggaeBoyz vantage point, Rico Henry from Brentford, a defender comes into the squad. I saw an article in the Jamaican Observer or somewhere saying that Rico Henry was waiting for the final approval from the English FA to allow that switch to take place. They did expect this paperwork to occur, to come through tonight or today, sometime Wednesday. Junior, is that a little bit too much at this stage of the juncture to bring in a new player to incorporate in the group in a big game like this?
It's a risk.
Not just a new player, as a man who's never played with this group before.
It's a risk, but you know what? One, Jamaica don't have any other practice games where you can say the player is going to play in the practice games and try something out and we sit, right? That's number one. And number two, we sit down and quarrel about wing-back play every game. Every game, we're highlighting Jamaica wing-backs. Granted, it's a lot less now than it was in years past, right? But so if we can't really fault the effort, no.
Junior, it's like flipping right before the game kick off, and we can't. Who him?
I get it.
Who this brother?
But there's no other time. You really don't have any other time that you can.
But how about call him? Is he the only defender we have?
Look, I am right there with you. I agree with. I agree. However, I won't fault the effort. No. If you throw him out there tomorrow and him look like crap at minute number 1 and minute number 80 he's still on the field, then we have a different conversation to have. Right? But you can't. What this tell me is Lambagisa, Greg Lee, what the next one?
Amari Bell,
Lati Bodier don't really play wing back. But what that tell me is that
no Amari Bell, of course. No Amari Bell.
Yeah, no Amari Bell. But what that tell me is that there's a lack of trust at that position. Steve McClaren is still trying to shore it up. And look, if it work, it work. And is it late? Yes. But I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Steve McClaren was asked about selecting players or what Coach Steve McClaren, I don't remember the question exactly, but something along the lines about what does a player have to do. Maybe a BM asked this question. Someone asked Steve McClaren, what does a player have to do to really make the squad? Or how does he go about selecting players if they're performing in other leagues and performing? And I think some of this was centered around Trevante Stewart. No. Steve McClaren's response was, he select players based on familiarity. This group has been together for a certain period of time, to paraphrase his answer. So he trusts them. So, how you tell me, say you select players based on the fact that they've been together and you trust them, and here you come selecting Rico Henry, who never played with this group? Where did that trust come from? Can never play with the group.
Well,
Who him? No, he's a talented player from Brentford, yet. But you are telling me bullcrap then if you're telling me that you trust,
No.
you're selecting these players based on trust because they've been with you from the jump. This player wasn't with you from the jump.
No, both can be right at the same time.
No, both can't be right at the same time.
Of course, Benton, I trust you, you trust me, but with whatever level of trust, right? But you have the opportunity to pick somebody to go run a pre-Olympic sprint. You gonna trust me with that run?
Yeah, but I rather trust
Benton,
you.
Wait.
I rather trust you, who have been selecting for the last 6 to 8 months, rather than somebody me never select ever. It might be worse than you.
Might, but that's a risk. That's a risk you have to take. And regardless,
And you are willing to take that risk in this big game?
I am willing to measure the risk, and based on my measurement, if it is something worth doing, yes, I am doing it.
All right. Okay, all right. So and Rico Henry, if he does play, may come in and do an excellent job.
Yeah.
All right.
And if he doesn't look good early, take him off of the field.
And then put on who? Gregory?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now you're telling me that you start him over Gregory, the man who's been in the trenches with you from jump. And now you're starting him over Gregory, and if he doesn't look good, you're willing to sub him off early and put on Gregory. And you think Gregory are going to be okay with that?
You go to your next best option.
No, we have to be careful how we manage people, you know. You manage people, you know.
But you're talking like something is not going to be said behind closed doors to Greg. And Greg is professional. He's going to understand.
Yeah.
He's going to understand. If he's not going to understand, brother, just go on about your business then.
So that was an alarming statement, I thought, you know, during the game. But one of the emphasis in the pre-match press conference that, you know, for the game was the fact that Steve McClaren said we have to defend. We have to defend well. Trinidad and Tobago is a powerful team. They do well. But the opposite of that is that Trinidad and Tobago assistant manager Russell Latapi is saying that they have been really kind of wasteful in front of goal, and they're very much trying to alleviate those issues. So it's one thing you have Steve McClaren talking of Trinidad's ability to score, when on the other side, Trinidad is saying that, yo, we have to figure out a way and solve these problems because we've been missing chances after chances against these teams. And he even, Russell Latapi, that to that effect, says, look, I thought we were the better team against Curacao. I thought we missed a bag of chances against Jamaica. In fact, we saw the game when Levi Garcia was born in an offside. But they still weren't goals.
Yeah, but the opportunity got created. And we cannot go around that fact that they did look dangerous at the National Stadium. We can't go around the fact that if one of those goals had counted early is a different outcome. We're having a different conversation right now. We'll be talking about Jamaica needed to win the next 2 games to have a chance to make it to the World Cup. That's how much of a difference those outside goals are. So I saw the game go. Tomorrow, everything is for naught. From Jamaica's perspective, Trinidad is really up against it. It's really difficult for Trinidad, if we really want to be honest. But we'll see how it goes tomorrow.
All right. No Casey Palmer for this game. He picked up an MCL strain. Junior, who's going to take the role of playing that 10? You know, that kind of create. Not that Casey Palmer has been great at it, but he's looked good against Bermuda and Cuba, etc. Don't know if he will look good against Trinidad and Tobago if he was available. But who then slides into that role for the ReggaeBoyz? Is it Damari Gray? Or you put Bobby Reed? I don't know. Are you focused on playing that wide play and just keep it moving?
That's a tough question. It's a tough question.
Well, I think you probably have an answer because Trinidad and Tobago will be without Rio Cardenas. Young Rio Cardenas, Crystal Palace, zone Rio Cardenas. And he's the right back. You feed Cephas all night. He's left against Isaiah Thomas or whoever the right back them a roll out. Feed Cephas.
And some might say Cephas should not even probably be playing.
No, I mean, come on. I mean, would you be one of those?
I would have to have a conversation with Cephas. Now, that is my preference. I don't know if he's doing what Steve McClaren asked him to do and is performing. I don't know how Steve McClaren sees him. Cephas is eerily like Doku from Weekend Gone. Because Jeremy Doku against Liverpool Sunday looked selfish and at times looked wild. It just happened to work. And that has been Cephas' MO really only against Curacao. If we really want to be honest, Curacao not Curacao, Bermuda. It's really maybe he's doing what McClaren want. I don't know. If that's the case, cool. I think the bigger question you might be alluding towards it. Forget about the 10, forget about Casey Palmer. Who's going to be the striker? Because
well, I mean, he says that Boza is I think he did say Boza, of course, scored what 7
the
goals
best
so
striker
far.
in the Caribbean.
7 goals in qualifiers for the ReggaeBoyz. So you might start with Bailey Kadamari based on what we have seen from Steve McClaren, because we saw.
But why would you say Shamar Nichols is the best striker in the Caribbean and then
Well, because he scored 7 goals in the qualifiers.
So why would you start calling that to me?
And he tied Tapa Whitmore for Jamaica as what? Second leading goal scorer in World Cup qualifiers.
But with all that being said, you cannot turn around and have him sitting on the bench tomorrow. So I think there is we have a fear. I won't talk for you. I have a fear, and these are the views of Junior and not BCN or Ball Chat necessarily. I have a fear for White Man as a coach after what happened with the dentist, right? And the dentist tricked me. The dentist did trick me. Steve McClaren, I am a little bit hesitant to trust his words. And I think most of the people that watch BCN share the same belief. I believe so. However, if I was to go on a limb and give Steve McClaren a little ounce of trust, I forget that the dentist ever occurred, I think he kind of hinted towards playing 2 strikers tomorrow. I really do. Because with no Casey Palmer that going to play, forget about Casey Palmer. Who is going to play on the right wing? That is the question to me, because
well, I think we have the answer for that.
Huh?
I mean, to me, that's not a problem. I think I know the answer.
Who's going to play the right wing?
He's going to play Tyrese Campbell. That's what he has played.
Tyrese Campbell that got benched after by the second game, the last round. He was benched.
He's gonna play, but he brought him on against Bermuda late in the game.
That was when the game done.
Yeah, but I think still he believes, especially from the defensive side of things going into Trinidad, and his emphasis on playing, being very good defensively. He said that repeatedly at the press conference. We have to be good defensively. I think Tyrese Campbell is going to start. You're not going to get much offensive output, but he will run back and tackle.
So we're overlooking Kaheem Dixon, we're overlooking Warner Brown, and we're overlooking the toast at the moment.
Well, I don't see. For me, Warner has to play down the middle if he's playing. I'm not putting Warner Brown on any wing. He's playing.
And Whisper?
No. Yo, Whisper not start no ball game. Whisper is a
No,
sub.
but he's a toast at the moment. And he's playing, not playing. He's a part of the biggest club
So
for Jamaican players.
Imagine we have a World Cup, we are trying to go right now. One thing, we don't know the biggest club things.
All right.
He came on and he scored a good goal. So that means that you can rely on him later on in the game. If you need an injection of pace to come and score a goal. But you don't start whispering this ball game.
I'll sip my beverage to that. But remember, Junior said this. I think we have a surprise coming to the lineup tomorrow.
Yeah, it probably very well be a surprise. Keys for the ReggaeBoyz before we talk about Trinidad and Tobago and what's important. Now, Trinidad and Tobago centre backs, they are quite vulnerable with their clearances. They, Trimming Harman and Bredgen, the centre back pairing, they can be a bit reckless in the back. And we're getting the ball out. And Denzel Stimmett in goal for Trinidad, sometimes, can be hard. But
not sometimes, it's loose.
But what is very apparent with Trinidad and Tobago is that those center backs, they are big. I don't think they're necessarily fast, but they're physical.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that level of knowledge, their physicality, can you even start a Kadamar Tari, or a player who's gonna more rely on pace when if you're looking to put ball in the box?
Listen to Junior, because Junior has been right all along.
No, you haven't been, Junior.
Junior has been right about the final round. And let me just...
Which final? Because I call the group soup group.
Well, yeah, you were dead wrong with that.
Yeah, I did call the group a soup group.
I told you the hardest game was going to be Curacao. I told you the hardest game was going to be Curacao.
I've called them a soup group, and I've woken up and I've recognized what's in. I know you attack all the sideways. Because really and truly, I wouldn't be surprised if the ReggaeBoyz lose tomorrow, Let me just have be 100,
Possible. It's possible. It's possible. However, okay, it's a key to the game. This is from Jamaica's perspective. This is a key to the game. And me as a coach, I put on my coaching glasses. Look, I look at the squad 15 minutes before we go out. After we warm up, the fans are going crazy, and they're going. God, this is the key to the game, in my opinion. It doesn't matter what happened in the 90 minutes. The key to the game is that final speech before they walk out for the national anthem. Jamaica, you are about to qualify for the World Cup. Trinidad is fighting to get into the playoff round. Go out there and play like that. Play like a World Cup team. Go out there and be confident. You earned this right. Them money don't belong on the same field as you. They are trying to go play intercontinental playoff. You are trying to qualify. You are a World Cup team. Go out there and prove it. That is it. We don't want to hear tomorrow. I don't give a damn about the fans. I don't give a damn about people that jump up and down. It's 11 versus 11. And my 11 better than your 11. And that is just straight up like that. And that's the belief that they need to have. That's the kahunas they need to walk out there with tomorrow. And if me a coach, I say, yo.
And when that doesn't work after 45 minutes, what next?
And in the 40, and if we come in halftime, and I would look at them and say, let's start focused, right? And if Trinidad come out and is more focused than us and score an early goal, all right, we're coming back halftime, we adjust. Whatever adjustment is needed. Something has to happen to cause Trinidad to score early. Something has to happen for Trinidad to score. And unless it's off a corner or some set piece, it can be adjusted. We can fix it at halftime, right? But I want to go out there and I want to imprint my DNA on this game. I am the World Cup team. Me on the side going to the World Cup. You are the team that is trying to beg to be on the bus with us. So why me going to go out there and show you that level of respect? Respectfully. You're not going to respect, you know? You're a bigger side,
well, you know what? Fried Dumpling versus Doubles tomorrow. Watch along at 6:45 p.m. All the Trini Massive rolling. I expect, you know, when these two teams meet, it's always a party, it's always a vibes. Always a vibes.
And then Trinidad dead tomorrow. Trinidad going to get about 3 tomorrow.
Yeah, Junior, you said that at Jamaica, so that occurred.
It did happen.
Yeah, that occurred. I mean, the bottom line World Cup qualifiers, if you want to win, if you want to have a chance, win a yard, and, you know, take care what you can on the road. I mean, the ReggaeBoyz will go for it and try to execute and get those 3 points. And if things go their way, go our way, or go the ReggaeBoyz way against Bermuda, then, like you said, Tuesday would be a formality, you know, on Tuesday, you know, Tuesday against Curacao. You don't want to go in that last game on Tuesday with a lot of pressure. Because one game, you can slip, trip, and fall, and things go sideways.
But you know, with that being said, I honestly feel that at the start of the show where you said that Jamaica don't want to lose the Trinidad game and go into the Curacao game with too much pressure. I actually think if Jamaica dominate Trinidad tomorrow, they run the risk of losing Tuesday at the National Stadium. I think if Trinidad beat us tomorrow, Curacao have no chance Tuesday.
Yeah,
if Trinidad beat us tomorrow, Curacao dead Tuesday.
Temperature will be up.
That would be the easiest coaching job for Steve McClaren.
Yeah, the comeback, yeah.
But it's harder now, worse if we beat Trinidad. Because if we beat Trinidad, you know, and Curacao beat Bermuda as expected, Curacao can still leapfrog us by beating us Tuesday. So we don't want to land at Jamaica Tuesday thinking so we're 1 foot into the World Cup just because we beat Trinidad at Trinidad when you still have 90 minutes that you still have to survive. So it's tricky either way. I would love to beat Trinidad. I would love to go into the last game needing just a draw to go through. However, there's still a little bit of fear there.
Yeah, plus, I mean, Tuesday, Curacao will be quite happy with just playing Forgetna Intercontinental.
Yeah.
Dick Avocat.
That's what we want.
Dick Avocat's Curacao. I'm just kidding around, Curacao fans. Final thoughts on this game, Junior. Of course, we do a watch along 6:45 tomorrow. We can do all the analysis we want. We can break down, dissect, cut, sideways, do whatever. But the bottom line, I just lip service. Ball games still have to play. We have to watch the game and let it materialize. Final thoughts on this one. Keys for Jamaica, and let me see if I can find Trinidad and Tobago squad.
Keys for Jamaica tomorrow. Just go out there and just handle your business. Be confident, handle your business. That's it. There is no, win the midfield, win possession of the ball. There's none of that. Just be confident. Be your confident self. Win the 90 minutes. Don't hope to win the 90 minutes. That's the key for Jamaica. For Trinidad, but these last 2 games are all emotion. You don't play Trinidad many times. They're not going to do anything that you've not seen before. Jamaica is not going to do anything that Trinidad has not seen before. So it's just going to be man versus man, best team win. You go out there and be the best team. And it's the same thing for Trinidad. Trinidad is a little bit different. Trinidad, you want to get Jamaica out the game as soon as possible. Especially knowing that Jamaica, if this was a Trinidad-based podcast, I would be sitting down here saying, Jamaica not worried about tomorrow. They know tomorrow is a tough game. They want to win Tuesday. They have to win Tuesday. Let me go out there and put the game to bed early, score early, score a second one early, and make Steve McClaren say, you know what? We handle business Tuesday. That is what Trinidad should be hoping for. That's how Trinidad should approach a game. If Trinidad come out tomorrow and see them a knock ball and slowly build up, them dead like dog.
Yeah, the pressure thing is important. Trinidad have to manage that crowd. It's just the same thing we saw when they played Curacao, right, in Trinidad, in Porta, Spain. So they have to manage that crowd because it's 30 minutes in. You know, they've called for the crowd to roll out. Russell Latapi, the assistant coach, and the entire Trinidad and Tobago. In fact, them have a Bungie Garland, whosoever at the promo, or one of them soca man there, or Calypso man at the promo. The man say, yo, people them for roll out to come defend those who defending us. Junior, you hear the promo, the man them say the people them for roll out to come defend those who defending us. So they're expecting to have a carnival and a bacchanal inside Hensley Crawford Stadium tomorrow. And it's 30 or 45 minutes in and it's still 0-0. Are we down? The rum are going down. And people are going mad.
BM says, Trevor Stewart has 8 goals in 10 league games. How do you leave out a striker in such rich form? It makes no sense. Steve McClaren has a habit of putting his foot in his mouth. Shamar Nicholson is good for Jamaica, but not the best striker in the Caribbean. Francis Perrault from Haiti is actually better. Perrault has 32 goals and 4 assists from 45 games.
Perrault, a big striker, but man. Wait till me catch over that. All right. Curacao, because we wrap it up at 10 o'clock, because we don't want to stay on too long tonight, because we have a long night tomorrow regarding World Cup qualifiers. We got the Jamaica game, and then we have other games after that in a CONCACAF World Cup qualifier. So we have a long night tomorrow. Curacao versus Bermuda, Junior. You've been saying that Bermuda is not leaving this group without 0 points.
Yeah.
Is it tomorrow they get a point? And they travel, Curacao will travel to Bermuda.
Curacao have to be very careful with this game. This is the perfect trap game. And we'll see. I think from a Jamaican perspective, yes. I think Curacao, Bermuda going to get a point tomorrow at least. But common sense, no. Curacao, Dick Advocate, he will not allow it. Right? So that is a game of coaching pulse. We will see who really have a pulse of them team tomorrow. Because I expect Curacao to go out there and run Bermuda off the field.
Is Chung back for Curacao?
I don't think so. I think his injury was
more okay.
End of November, I think.
Oh boy, that's gonna be a big problem for them without Chung.
I think. Let me check.
I think it was kind of a long term. So Bermuda versus Curacao, that game kicks off at 7 p.m. along with the ReggaeBoyz versus Trinidad and Tobago. We'll do simultaneous. We'll do watch along for ReggaeBoyz versus Curacao, ReggaeBoyz versus Trinidad and Tobago, and we'll give an update on Curacao versus Bermuda. And I don't want people text me about West Indies cricket, you know. West Indies currently playing news.
It don't make no sense right now because New Zealand is 91 for 1, 10 overs in. And
West Indies playing New Zealand. How much West Indies make?
140.
140. One time they were 60 odds for 5. Other games tomorrow, Junior. I think one of the big surprise probably in this whole CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers for me has been Group A and Suriname. Suriname leads Group A with 6 points, tied on points with Panama. Guatemala is in third on 5 points. El Salvador 3 points. Group A is awfully tight regarding these games.
Yeah, and somebody feelings were hurt.
Because tomorrow Suriname hosts El Salvador and Guatemala hosts Panama. Now, Panama has been a little bit shaky.
Yeah, and that's a trap game too. Can Suriname? Because Suriname should beat. They should beat El Salvador.
Yeah, they should beat El Salvador in Suriname.
And that set up the last game.
And the last match there, they travel. Suriname travels to Guatemala. So, Junior, I mean, we might be bigging up our friends from Suriname for probably qualifying for World Cup 2026.
Yeah, if not, it'll be a really painful pill for a country to swallow. Because you're this close, but it's tight. Because you're Suriname. You want Guatemala to lose tomorrow. Really? Well, not really lose. If you're Suriname, you want Guatemala to draw tomorrow. And you beat El Salvador by as much as possible. And if they draw tomorrow, that leaves Panama. No. Damn. Rough for Suriname. Assuming Suriname wins, right?
Yeah.
You'll have 9 points.
Yeah.
Is it that you want Panama to win? Because if Panama win, you expect Panama to beat El Salvador.
But if Guatemala wins the last match there, you got to go to Guatemala.
And you will have to, because if Panama wins, you have to beat Guatemala in Guatemala.
But you will take your chances against Guatemala and Guatemala than worry about Panama versus El Salvador in last match there.
You don't have a choice. You really don't have a choice.
You know, you
don't really have a choice.
beat El Salvador and you hope that Guatemala beat Panama. And you said, you know what? You line up and you go to Guatemala City and
play for a draw.
And you play. You battle them all night. And they have done a really good job of going on the road and picking up points, as in Suriname. Yes. They've done it at Panama. In fact, they almost defeat Panama.
Yeah.
In Panama. So this group tight. It's tight. You know. So, and even El Salvador, I mean, they have not played badly. They've just been very unlucky. Been very unlucky. And, we probably need, if our Bridget make a World Cup, we have to link him from Guatemala.
Oh.
People, if this youth here make the World Cup, we have to link him from Guatemala.
Oh, yeah. With the interview. But that never happened.
Yeah, man. And in Group C, Honduras, with a victory over Nicaragua, will book their place to FIFA. With a victory over Honduras and a draw between Haiti and Costa Rica, will book their place to the FIFA World Cup. I mean, I did not have Honduras, based on the runner form, winning this group by our qualifying for the World Cup this quickly out of all these three groups.
Yeah, I agree. Haiti though.
They want to beat with belt.
Yeah, but with what going on, no, that's no excuse. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, because right now I don't see how Haiti makes it. I don't see. I mean, that game against Costa Rica, when it ended up 3-3. I mean, that game they should have. They were up 3-2 in the 88th minute or so. You have to take all you got and move on. You have to keep that and go my yard.
Yeah. BM says Leandro Bacuna is on a yellow card. If he gets booked against Bermuda, he's out of the Jamaica game. Keep an eye on that situation. Yeah, have a look on the yellow card situation. But we'll see. We'll see. Tomorrow, 10 o'clock. Tomorrow, we'll see.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't play Bakuna tomorrow if I'm Dick Advocate. Bench him
No need.
and play the other play the other midfielders. I need him in
Yep.
Jamaica.
Yep.
That's it, family. Time for Ugoma We Are. Big up to our listeners. Again, we have a long show tomorrow. Big up to Marcus Collins of Bright Idea Sports for a quick NFL quick hits roundup. You can donate to supportjamaica.gov.jm. Supportjamaica.gov.jm. Big up to all those who are continuing to help those on the island. Big up yourself. And we know not everybody can do it, so just go and do what you do. All right.
Yep.
Connect with us. Yeah, we have to tell the people to connect with us now. Connect with us on Instagram. Where else to connect, Junior? Instagram, Blue Sky. We're not on Twitter anymore, and we're on Facebook. Look more, family.